How are gods made? This ancient myth tells us they aren't born, they're forged. Today, we're going to dive into the epic origin of two divine dragons. One was born from a sun's pure love, and the other from centuries of suffering. And their fated collision? Well, it would shake the heavens themselves.
And this, right here, this is the key to the whole story. It's basically saying that gods are just mortals who refuse to break. But it's also a warning, The journey from human to divine is paved with trials that can shatter even the strongest heart. And that's really the heart of it. This isn't a story about someone choosing greatness. It's about two beings, one, a mortal boy, the other, something else entirely, who are shoved onto a divine path, setting them on a collision course that's going to rock the very foundations of heaven. All right, so our first story kicks off with a concept that's absolutely central to a lot of Eastern philosophies, filial piety. It's all about that unquestioning devotion to your parents, and for one young man, that devotion is about to cost him his humanity. So meet Ping He. His entire life revolves around his mother, who went blind from a lifetime of hard work. He's tried everything, absolutely everything, to heal her, and that desperation is pushing him towards a choice that will cost him, well, everything. And wow, does his life unravel fast. An immortal gives him this 1-in-a-million shot, steal a magical pearl from a dragon. And he does it. He cures his mother and even spends the next 3 years using the pearl to help others. But of course, a corrupt official wants it. To keep it safe, Ping He swallows it, and in a flash, poof, he transforms into a golden dragon. His selfless act of love costs him his human life forever. Okay, so that's story number one. Now let's switch gears completely. Because a Ping He's story was all about tragic devotion, this next one is a tale of loneliness, pain, and a transformation that takes literally centuries.
You're not going to believe this, but our second protagonist isn't a person. It's not even an animal. It starts its life as a simple bamboo rope, just forgotten at the bottom of a river called the submerged dragon pool. We're basically talking about a piece of trash that's destined for godhood. Just look at this timeline. It's an incredibly slow burn. For 300 years, this rope just sits there, soaking up cosmic energy, until it wakes up as a blind dragon. Then, in a wild twist of fate, an immortal tries to kill it, but his sword accidentally gives it sight and a massive power boost. After all those centuries alone, its spirit is finally ready for a human body.
Her human life, as a girl named Failong, is just one tragedy after another. Shunned because of her miraculous birth, she has to watch as the town's cruelty drives her own mother to suicide. Full of grief, Failong tries to get revenge but is just brutally defeated. And it's at that lowest point, her immortal master shows up and awakens her true memories. She is the rope dragon, and her power wasn't born from love, it was forged in suffering.
So there you have it, two brand new immortals, one forged from devotion, the other from vengeance. You just know their paths were always destined to cross, and when they do, well, it's going to be nothing short of explosive.
I mean, you couldn't find two more different paths to power, right? The golden dragon was once human, and his power is all tied up in this pearl he sacrificed everything for. The rope dragon was never really human, and her pearl was born from her own essence over centuries. They're like two sides of the same cosmic coin.
So what brings these two cosmic forces together? A deep philosophical debate? A clash between good and evil? No, it's a simple, childish argument. They meet in their human forms, totally unaware of who the other is, and get into a fight over who's older and more powerful. Seriously.
The battle just blows up. They both summon their dragon pearls, the very core of their spiritual power. And in the heat of the moment, they both get the same bright idea. I'll just take theirs. Using a similar kind of magic, they both actually succeed, and in an instant, they're standing there holding the wrong pearl. And that feeling of losing your pearl, it's like having your soul ripped right out of you. The shock and the rage are so immense that their human disguises just shatter. For the very first time, they see each other for what they really are, divine dragons. And now, the fight gets real. This is no longer some squabble between two hot-headed kids. This is a battle of titans, a storm of divine energy so powerful it makes the very firmament tremble.
They're so blinded by rage, they just keep fighting their way up, up, up through the clouds until they do the one thing you should never, ever do. They smash right through the gates of heaven, landing in the court of the Jade Emperor himself, the ruler of all the gods.
I mean, this should be the end, right? You don't just crash the celestial palace and walk away. The army of heaven moves in to just wipe them from existence. But just as they are about to be annihilated, the story takes one final, shocking turn. At the very last second, their two immortal masters, the ones who set them on these paths in the first place, appear before the Jade Emperor. They stop the execution, and they finally reveal the truth.
And here it is, the big reveal. These dragons were never accidents. They were chosen. They are the fated rulers of the waters, destined to prevent a world-ending flood. Their entire lives, every single moment of pain and sacrifice has been a test.
Just think about it. Ping's selfless love and Failong's incredible resilience, these weren't random tragedies. They were trials designed to forge the exact qualities needed in a guardian. And their fight? That wasn't a mistake. It was the only way these two proud, isolated beings would ever cross paths and finally recognize each other's power. And get this, their story doesn't even end here. This whole epic journey is just the beginning. They are destined to eventually become two of the most revered figures in this whole mythology, the 8 Immortals.
So, yeah, their little breaking and entering stunt in heaven? All is forgiven. The Jade Emperor, now that he understands the grand design, gives them their divine job. Their conflict is over, a new partnership is forged, and their true work is about to begin.
When you step back and look at it, the scale of their transformations is just staggering. A boy who only wanted to heal his mother and a discarded piece of rope are elevated to cosmic saviors. It's a powerful reminder that greatness can come from the most humble and the most unlikely of places.
And that leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Their entire journey was defined by pain, by loss, and by violent conflict. Now they're being asked to unite and bring order to the world. It makes you wonder, is all that suffering a necessary crucible for creating saviors, or does it leave scars that can never truly heal?